Okay, everybody, good morning. I was gathering my fluid and my supplies because this morning makes me take my time a little bit. Pardon me while I talk to the folks, right? So the download I got last night, there's an African American female, kind of heavy in the bosom area. I think she wears her hair straight. But the reason why they brought you in was because you have the ability to look clueless while explaining things. That is your superpower. And that is the one download. Then I got a download of a Caucasian guy. Not too young, not too old, kind of a buzz cut. And he's teeter-tottering on the fence between if he wants to keep continually going through this or what's going to be the karma if he actually goes about and actually does some intentional family making. So this person likes to live on the high horse. They like being the wild hogs, so to speak. But this person has a choice to make uh consciously. Like, he knows the things that he does on the clock and off the clock. And the thing he has to realize is if he should go forth and get a loved one, even a dog so much, he has to be prepared for the karma that might come. And he can't really get upset and come out of a bag because he knows the things that he does. So if he gets a wife or if he gets children or a dog and something should end up happening to them, he kind of would have to accept it because of the things that he does and takes part in. So that's for the Caucasian guy. I already talked about the African American girl. She's kind of heavy in the bosom. I think she's dark skinned, shoulder length hair, round eyes. Not the biggest boulder, but she's not ugly still. But she has this clueless look on her face, and they picked her to explain things. So they push her out in front when it comes to having things to explain. So she's kind of like a arbiter or something, like an arbitrary, right? Okay, so that's the second download. Oh, let's keep going because there are some things that I did that did for somebody's been smoking dirt all night. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can't sleep. Maybe if you close your eyes, some of the shit you be sending out is gonna come back to you. But yeah, somebody's been smoking dirt all night. The least you can do if you're going to, muck up yourself, you should at least get high grade. The children of the night, pestilence. Someone is walking around, and it's like when they come around, it's like they have such a low vibration. All the bugs, all the pestilence, the rats, the rodents, everything. It's like it follows them wherever they go. Interesting. In other news, um, I don't know if someone needs to hear this, but a man who binds a female is actually more emotionally invested in the female than he would tell anyone else. The reason why any man would bind a female is because he wants to do what he wants with her, but he doesn't want her to be able to do what she wants. And I know it sounds crazy because it is. It is a natural love, a love that a person actually gets naturally. They won't have to bind a person. See, so when you run into a person and they feel as though this is what they have to do in order to get a woman's attention, know that that person is very insecure and they might lack the thing it is to organically get that woman. So when a person says, "Oh, I binded her," they're not saying it. I want to put it the right way. When they're telling you and they're bragging to you, they're saying it in a way that makes you feel as though they wanted to be cruel to this person when actually they just wanted this person to bend to their will, whatever will they have. And most of the time they are jellybacks. So they really don't have a lot of will. So they'll try to do something that'll make you act out of character, or try to put a steering wheel in your back so that they can have control over you. The craziest part about it is, a lot of times when these guys do that, they do it and they go and mess around with women that they can easily control without having to bind them. This isn't a bragging thing, honestly. If a man is with you and his whole thing is about getting back at another female, or you guys got to stay up all night pillow talking about her, or every plan you guys make is toward her, trust me, she's the important one in the relationship. I understand that he'll say, oh, we'll do this cruel stuff to her, we'll do this, we'll do that, I'll let you do it. Honestly, he really wants that female. And he's turning you into a little bit of a lesbian, because now you're waking up every day and every night thinking about the one female that he's thinking about. So now he has an excuse to talk about her, because you're weak enough to let him do that. And you're weak enough to actually put all of your effort into helping him with a woman that he couldn't control because he has no D game. Honestly, you're helping someone who has no D game. And it's sad to say that you may not have any P game, because you're helping them play games with with someone else who honestly doesn't want to play with either one of you. So you take on the unfairness of trying to control another person outside of yourself, not knowing that both of you look erratic. And it's crazy because it gets a little scary for one or the other. Now, for the male, he might be scared because he doesn't know if it's going to work or you're going to get caught. And at some point in time, he's going to hope that something happens to you, because it gets a little disturbing watching a person try to control another person. So eventually he's going to look at you and say, damn, I hope something does happen to this person, because what if this person turns on me the way that I've turned them on someone that they don't know? Those are things to consider. And for the female, what if? What if whatever she does works? And now she's got to keep this stuff up, because 9 times out of 10, she's been lying about some things too. And a lot of times, the one doing the work isn't telling about the backfires, because they want that person to continue supporting them in what they're doing. So they're not going to tell you about the times that they nearly broke their leg. They're not going to tell you about the time that they nearly had the accident. They're not going to tell you that maybe the kid is sick, or maybe something happened because of the bad intentions or the negativity that they keep going on around them. See, when you get to lying and doing this unnatural thing of trying to bind people, you have to understand that there are a lot of lies you have to tell, because a lot of people are not going to understand what you're doing and the weirdness of it. They're not, a doctor is not going to really know why you keep poking yourself and making yourself bleed. Your neighbors are going to are trying to figure out why the birds in the neighborhood are dying, or why the cats are disappearing. It's a lot that goes with it, but it's going to take a lot of lying to live a weird life like that. A lot of times when a person can get a person to act erratically like that, they're going to find someone else who's not that erratic. Okay? So when you get dropped off to do whatever it is you do for hours at a time, when it comes to targeting another person, you have to understand that at that time, while you're doing that, someone else is therapeutically relaying everything to someone else, because hey, some people can't hold them type of secrets that long, and it gets a little heavy, the weirdness. But also, there's always a witness. I know you tell yourself that no one sees you, everybody's in, it's ride or die, but if there are more eyes than yours, someone saw you. And it's a 99.9999% chance that there are always more eyes than yours. So that was the first part of the downloads. Let's get on with the scripture, and then we're going to get over to the tarot, because I'm having fun. I'm having fun. It's starting to dawned on me that whether or not I want to, people are going to notice me, whether it's for good or bad, because my name is on everybody's lips. I have to brace myself with the fact that there will be a lot more people interested in knowing me than I them, only because someone keeps my name on their lips and out of their mouth. Interesting. And the fact that I have more than one guy who has tried to control me and failed recklessly. There are a lot more women that they've slept with that they've tried to turn into me and they haven't been able to. I guess that's the cloning effect. And since they aren't able to, they're willing to gaslight you all into fixing rice or whatever they want you to fix, while saying that I'm a horrible person. But the only thing that makes me horrible is that I did not allow them to stay in my humble abode while giving me bare minimum feelings or anything. Like, there's a reason why I keep myself together, is because I don't want anyone thinking that they can control me with scraps. And once I see that this is all you plan to give me, why would I stay? And they get very offended because they get you all to stay for scraps. They actually get you all to stay to fight for another woman, which I think is silly. But it happens just the same. It's got to be crazy knowing that you're with someone who wants you to act like the person that they have you attacking. But since they can't get that person, they'll allow you to recklessly attack them over and over again. It's the desperation for me. I'm going to keep doing it until I'm happy. That doesn't sound cool. It sounds off balance. It sounds chemically damning. You understand? It sounds like someone's frontal lobe is no longer attached. They've done so much that they're consumed by the illusion of power. These people you can't really trust that much because they have visions of grandeur. Even when they're having a bad day, they'll try to explain it as though it was like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But they're no Ferris Bueller, because even Ferris Bueller was smart. You understand? So it's like the consummation. It's being consumed with someone else's happiness and your lack thereof. And why should someone else have to be unhappy for you to be happy? It's very, very strange. Can you not make yourself happy? Have you no memories to smile? Interesting. So let's get on with it. It's Job, it is. It's Job, it is. And this is for the jellyback, the man without a spine, or the woman who feels as though she's going to uphold everyone and not herself. Okay? Let's go. There are spies. There are three of them. Three of them, pest maybe, but spies, yes. The issue is, what are you looking at? I'm doing nothing that could cause harm to anyone, but everyone's trying to do something to cause harm to me. With no reason. I know there's a girl that doesn't feel too cute, so she feels as though I feel I'm too cute, so she decides that she wants to stop that. It won't make you cute. I know there's someone who thinks I have too much confidence, but why don't you have enough confidence? We can't share it now, can we? There's someone who thinks that they could be me better than me, but who the fuck are you? There's also somebody who does not like the way in which I think, and the only reason why they don't like the way in which I think is because they can outthink me. That's a personal problem, not mine. Um, there's someone that does not like the way that I like my body is because I won't use it to make them happy. So because I won't use my body to make them happy, they don't like my body. And I'm totally fine with that. No one cares. Um, there's someone that doesn't like the fact that I sing, and they don't like the fact that they can't sing. But if everyone could do the same thing, now everybody would be the same now, right? So if you have a talent, go and hone it. AI won't be helping you all forever. There's an issue with AI when it comes to natural talent. Just know. Um, there are several guys that likes the girls, but the thing about it is those several guys, they like the girls, but they don't feel as though they have what it takes, or they have discussions in their head that makes it harder to go and talk to the girl directly. So they talk to the other girls who they feel as though they've already checked the boxes with, not even having conversations with them. And the issues with that type of communication is you have blind faith, or you don't have blind faith. You don't have blind faith when it comes to yourself, but you have faith when it comes to the internet. You have faith when it comes to the TV. You have faith when it comes to all other people, but you don't have faith in self. So you're susceptible to other people's opinions and other people's thoughts, and then you get upset when other people's thoughts don't work out for you. Hence, those are other people's thoughts. Those are other people's ways. Those are other people's days. Those are other people's things. So a lot of times when you try to operate outside of yourself and operate in someone else's realm, you will get the wrong results. Is that it? Are we done here? Okay, I think we're done. My palm is red. My palm is really red. Circulation. Be mindful, drink water. Someone needs to go to the doctor. Something with circulation. My palms are really red. Okay, let's go. Job 40, let's go. This is for the jellybacks or the people who can't seem to straighten up and fly right, okay? All right, let's go. Moreover, the Lord answered Job and said, shall he that contendeth with the Almighty instruct him? He that reproveth God, let him answer it. Yes, because some of you have a God complex, and you feel as though you will overthrow God and what his decision is. You feel as though you have control over his people, and you barely have control over yourself, yet alone your thoughts, but yourself truly. And this is the issue that God takes up with you. Let me start again. Moreover, the Lord answered Job and said, shall he that contendeth with the Almighty instruct him? He that reproveth God, let him answer it. That's the blasphemy you have to answer to, because you told yourself that you would wield his power. Then Job answered the Lord and said, behold, I am vile. What shall I answer thee? I will lay mine hand upon my mouth. Once have I spoken, but I will not answer, yea, twice, but I will proceed no further. Then answered the Lord unto Job out of the whirlwind and said, gird up thy loins now like a man. I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me. Wilt thou also disannul my judgment? Wilt thou condemn me, that thou mayest be righteous? Hast thou an arm like God, or canst thou thunder with a voice like him? Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold every one that is proud and abased him. Look on every one that is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. Hide them in the dust together and bind their faces in secret. Then will I also confess unto thee that thine own right hand can save thee. Behold now, Behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. Lo now, his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moveth his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of God. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, where all the beasts of the field play. He lieth under the shady trees in the covert of the reed and fens. The shady trees cover him with their shadow. The willows of the brook compass him about. Behold, he drinketh up a river, and hasteth not. He trusteth that he can draw up Jordan unto his mouth. He taketh it with his eyes. His nose pierceth through snares. Amen. Selah. So let it be. So be it. So you see, when you try and you weighed by your own strength, God will then test you. He will then judge you because you feel as though you wield the power while wielding none. Had he not put you here, placed you here, and allowed you to breathe, inhale and exhale or blink, you would have none. So anyone that thinks he is doing things by his own strength, sometimes God allows us to proceed in such a way so that we get a little delusional in our actions. Have you ever heard of being on the do not detain list? I'll explain. Someone's heart dropped because my heart dropped. So somebody's heart is in their butt right now because they can't understand or they can't believe what's actually being said. It's direct, okay? So it's something about the do not detain list. Some people really feel as though they're getting away with things because they don't understand that they might be on a spiritual or maybe a physical, maybe a 3D or a 5D do not detain list. When you get on these lists, of course, it is customary for a person to feel as though they can get away with anything. And the reason why they allow you to get away with so much is because they need to build a case the way you never come out again. And sometimes God will put you on the do not detain list because you tell yourself that you're stronger than him, and he needs to build the case because some people, God does not want to go sit down. Some people, he doesn't want you to be taken care of in a hospital. He doesn't want you to be eating old moldy bread in the prison. He wants to take you out. And the only way to do that is to not detain you and let you think you're getting away. Give you enough rope to let you indeed hang yourself. And this is how it works when it comes to the police, the feds, the CIA, and especially our God. A lot of times he's not going to knock you off your high horse, especially when you feel as though you could go further. He wants you to drop. And some of your friends will not tell you that they're waiting for you to drop too, because some of them are scared and they're nervous and they see you do things that are very out of character and they don't know if you're going to turn that same exact thing on them. So some of your friends will not tell you that your demise is coming or that they're scared that you would be the one to affect their demise. So they're waiting for something to happen to you so that they can still say, okay, well, this person isn't above reproach. Some of your friends will be happy when something happens. I can't say that I'm innocent of not wanting it to happen too, because you tell yourself that you are stronger than God. You tell yourself as you mix up your rituals, you grind your herbs, you pinch your blood, you slaughter animals, you give bad thoughts, you light your candles, you tell yourself that no one will see you, nothing will happen to you. Yet you do it over and over again because there's something in you that needs something to happen to someone because you fear it happening to you. But these are the things that you do not tell people as you get them to participate. You do not tell them that being in the room tax them to your karma. You do not tell them that being in the conversation attaches them to your karma. What you don't tell them is that if this doesn't work, that it will indeed start to affect you. So you speak in grandeur, you speak in confidence. You just keep talking, talking, talking until a person forgets that there is something indeed negative happening around them. But because you're able to keep your mouth running so long and to talk about so many things and not really be well versed in any of them, you're just talking because talking is a distraction to the fact that you are nervous too. The fact that you keep doing it over and over again and that you need to and that you keep affecting more people as it happens means that you are getting a little nervous yourself. You get upset. You walk up and down in the night. You disturb the kids. You disturb the animals. You really are disturbing every one of your spouses because they don't know when you're going to stop and or when you're going to turn your attention to them. And when will they have to help you get out of whatever you've put yourself in? Surely they're tired of paying for things that don't work, especially when you're still not happy. This person is going crazy. I hope you know that that person is now on the brink of losing it because they're trying to control things that they should not even worry about. Matters that are way above them. You know, the matters of death are of the Lord. And when you start to try to assist him when he's never deputized, he might want you out of the way. You can't imagine the types of things that you find out when you just sit still for a while and understand that the crickets that you heard when things were too much for you are the crickets that you will now enjoy when you no longer want the crowd to come around because some of them were the crickets creaking ever so loudly, hoping to distract you from the fact that they were getting some entertainment out of expecting your pain. And when your pain didn't come the way in which they told everybody they could watch you be in pain, they had to think of other things. They called their friends, they called their cousins, they called everyone. Some of you even called your ugly ass mama. And because she had nothing else to do, no man and no other plan, she decided to help you out. And that's okay. And that's okay. The matters of the hands, the matters of the mind, and the matters of the heart, God does take note of all those things. And this is why a lot of people may be on the do not detain list, is because sometimes you need to get away with just enough so that he could justify getting rid of you. The same way in which you thought you would justify getting rid of me by trying to sully my name, saying that I'm laying with people who I don't even like. Did you tell them that you put things in my drink to even make them attractive? Because I don't think they're attractive now. Did you tell them that you dressed them up, that you coached them to get close to me? Because other than that, they would have never gotten even an inch in because I've always been busy. I've been busy since the beginning of time trying to write things since before I knew what I was writing, which was maybe about 4 or 5. So you see, there's always been a plan to infiltrate my mind because I knew from a very early age that the people that I was indeed around were not for me. I was there for them. Imagine being that young and being so old at the same time, knowing that the people that you're around are supposed to be raising you, but instead you start raising them and then they start to resent you for it. I remember going to each one of my uncle's houses and being able to prepare a meal because whoever they had there could not prepare a meal for me. Oh, there was only one. Her name was Betty. Someone did something to destroy that relationship because that relationship would have been too powerful. I'm so glad Betty was very strong because she didn't succumb. However, she was able to move on to a better person. Sad that you almost joined a family who would have not treated you well. It's a pity that strong women are very, very rare. And if anyone comes across them, they try to weaken them, even women. Imagine calling yourself a strong woman and helping to weaken other women so that you could be the strongest in the room, not knowing that those women will have power at some point in time, and you should hope that they wouldn't want your strength to falter. Very interesting, the human mind and the way they think. It's only them until they realize that it's a big world out there. So what are you going to do? Weaken every single woman, and as every single woman going to allow you to do it? You know, they always say that there is somebody stronger than you. In every sense of the way, there's always another. Things people don't consider. But you have to live a little longer. Oh boy, so boldly, so boldly, so boldly, so boldly. So boldly we say stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Interesting, this channel. I love my channel. I do. I do. I get to see such interesting thoughts. I get to see the people who I know would eventually end up on the do not detain list. So let's get on with it. We have the full deck here, the foil deck here. Let's see. We got the Knight of Swords at the bottom. Let's see. And the Hanged Man. And the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh. This one's book is not that great. I don't like it as much. So I'll use my favorite book. All right, Knight of Swords is here. Someone is really sleeping with a psychopath. And they like it. As long as they're not about to die. But it's in the back of their mind that this bitch might. So much for thrills, right? Okay. Knight of Swords. Change is hard to accept, but it takes you to use your full potential and reap the fruit of your labor. Fire and air. Feeling very ambitious, having super focused attention, being polite and being gentle, okay? All right, so we have a Knight of Swords. Oh, this tells me a lot. There's a Knight of Swords that has to play nice. He has to actually, he's stuck because he's trying to attain the Nine of Pentacles. The thing about it is there's many ways for you to attain the Nine of Pentacles, but the way in which he went about it, it's kind of got him stuck. He's stuck between a bunch of people. He has to support some of the people who are supporting him, and he has to support people who have no idea what he does to come about this support. So there's a Knight of Swords that's basically multifaceted. So he has a family that does not know about his other family. So there's a hood ghetto family that he has, and he has a church family, right? He has a family that he does all the good stuff with, the cookouts and things of that nature. But he also has a ratchet family. They gamble, drug, you know, X together, all that stuff. So this person has to keep a poker face as he goes between the families. It's a monitoring spirit in here, and he won't go. I'm going to get him because I got my little racket out. But either way, there's the Knight of Swords that's on the Hangman, and he's really trying to get his pentacles. He's got some pentacles, but the thing about it is he made a big plan to take care of the ghetto family too. See, the ghetto family does not understand that they come second after the family he lies to. I know we've had this meme where they say the family that they lie to and the family that they tell the truth to, it doesn't matter because the only person that he loves is himself. Well, actually, in this instant, he actually loves the family that he lies to. He just doesn't know how to love. He doesn't know how to love proper. So he actually does love the family that he lies to because he keeps them out of trouble. He keeps them out of the precinct. He keeps them out of the papers. But the ghetto family, it's all or nothing. But the issue is, he's worried about the ghetto family turning on him because they don't really understand that they're not the first priority. Right. So, this is the type of man that will pop a bunch of Viagra's and then get all messed up in his plans that he's got to shut it in the car door. Because he might pissed off the ghetto queen, and he might have pissed off the real one that he wants to go home to, and he may or may not get some good loving if he goes home to the radical one, the one that actually is the one that he loves. But the thing about it is, if he really had good love for himself, he wouldn't have two families. Where he might have more love for the family that he lies to, the fact of the matter is he doesn't love himself enough to not be overextending himself and putting himself in such a way to where he's compromised between a ghetto family and an actual family. This person lacks security. This person lacks good judgment. And honestly, this person has gotten away with it so long that after a while, this person actually thought that this was how life was supposed to go in order to go good. However, things start to change when you finally meet the person that's supposed to help you get your life together. Now, it's not always necessary you'll find a person that you're supposed to be with. It's not all the time that way. Sometimes a person just comes in your life to show you that there's another way to live life, where you don't have to have two families and be lying all the time. So, this is coming up on a situation where this person is going to have to decide. Because as you get a little older, you can't move around so much. Secrets aren't that good. You may get early onset dementia or Alzheimer's because keeping up with that amount of lies and that amount of frustration could be damaging to some, but to some, they begin to be youthful from the amount of exercise of going back and forth. But that doesn't make them exempt from what might happen. Being out in the street with the ghetto family might get them crossed up in the crossfires because the safe family, the only thing he's got to worry about with the whoa, hold up, I just got to, whoa. There's a lot to worry about with the safe family. Oh boy. I remember I heard a story about a man who thought he was safe talking trash to his wife's son. And the wife's son thought about it a long time, didn't really respect him, and he actually got woken up getting beat up off the couch. And that was supposed to be his safe family. So that's the thing you got to worry about with the safe family, is when the safe family becomes aware that they were not the only family, and also aware that they're being compromised by something that can definitely RICO the fake family and the official family. So now I see. Oh boy. This is starting to be pressure. This is why the hangman, the nine of pentacles is in the balance. Here's the thing. The family might have money, and this is the reason why the ghetto family is there. This is how he provides for the real family, is through the ghetto family. But the thing about it is, through the ghetto family, everybody can get picked up and investigated because he's spending that money on the real family. And this is why you have to be very, very careful with not knowing who's doing what and what kind of money is coming in and out of your house and paying your bills. Because if you're spending that money, a lot of times these agencies are not trying to hear, I don't know what my husband does. Why don't you? Don't you ask questions? There's Google, there's social media. There's a way to find out what your husband does. It's not going to be, a lot of people aren't going to keep going for that. Okay, so whatever this Knight of Swords is doing, he's being gentle, he's playing nice, he's being two-faced it because he's got two families to try to take care of. Makeshift sons, daughters, um, the wife without a life. I'm saying the common law wife, the one he treats like a wife, but she's not a wife. But the reason why he keeps her on that pedestal is because she doesn't know that she keeps the real one on a pedestal too. She doesn't know that. And the crazy part about it is he don't want to be with either one of them. He found somewhere he would like to be, but he can't be there. So really, both these families are basically showing him that there's other things that he wants to do, but he's such a jellyback, he's going to keep doing both the families because he can control those families. He can't control that one person. So that's the one that got away. So we got the hangman after the Knight of Swords. Wow, that was just a long-winded roundabout. Air, that was the what? No, that's the Knight of Swords is fire and air, feeling very ambitious, having super focused attention. So definitely someone is getting super focused attention because they need this to work. They need you to hurry up and do it so it can work because he can't do it himself. That's too much. And then we got the hangman. Oh boy. Something amazing happens when we surrender, sacrificing something, finding new perspectives, letting go of resistance. Okay, so he might be about to let go somebody so that he can hold on to some money. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to. When I go, you got to go. So let the shots roll. Dun, 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 dun. That's Biggie. That's Biggie. That's the double disc. Something about Biggie. Biggie Smalls. Something about Biggie. I don't know why it just popped up. Nine of Pentacles. Something about Biggie. Biggie Smalls. You know, Biggie had that situation. He had a real family and a fake family. And he couldn't figure it out because he had Diddy in the middle, keeping him one way or another. He could have made a good thing with Little Kim. But Little Kim wasn't strong enough to really navigate that system because she had a lot of insecurities. I'm not going to lie, I love me some Faith Evans, but Faith shouldn't have been in the picture. And this is what happens when the music industry comes between two lovers. They feel as though hurting them would make them more successful, but really you just end up hurting them in the long run and creating artists who make fragmented music and end up fragmented in the long run. I believe if Little Kim and Biggie were able to go a little further without all of that outside stuff, yeah, they might not have stayed on an entertainment thing too long, but they would have made great music and got out of the way. You understand? So I feel like that happened a lot in the music industry where there were some real timeless relationships, but the industry don't make money off of timeless relationships. They make money off of what they've been making money off of for the last few decades and centuries. The strife of the life, the fake ass wife, the husband with the knife. It is what it is. The backstabbers. I'm understanding Diana and Smokey a little more. I've been reading into that. Okay, so yeah. So that's basically what it is. This man was looking for stardom, and you know who you're attached to is going to be whether you make it or not. And the thing about it is, you tried to go with the stereotypical, but stereotypical is starting to play out. You see how this thing is going. All these women who came up on the stereotypical, I guess you would say, ratchet side, they're all crashing out now. And we have to really recalibrate our music journey because music took us through a lot of things. Music took everyone through a lot of things. It brought a lot of people around. It brought a lot of people through a lot of things, be it gospel, be it alternative, be it rock, be it R&B. Every time music came on, it affected someone's life in some way. So when you have someone on the inside manipulating the heart of the music, you have to understand that you're manipulating the heart of the people. And this is what people understood. This is what scientists, this is what psychologists, this is what a lot of people understood way before time. If you've ever watched Michael Jackson, he understood. If you ever watched Diana Ross, they all understood. Prince understood. When you have a song that reaches the inside of the heart, that makes people remember the lyrics, you have a responsibility. And the thing about it is, when people come up and they see you have a talent, when they see other people have poetry, when they see people have art, when they see people have music, when they see people have creative things, they covet that because they tell themselves that they'll never be able to express themselves in the world in which that person expressed themselves, not even realizing that there are so many ways to express themselves. An architect builds. That is an expression. A painter paints. That is an expression. Even if you do something that you don't feel as though is a great talent, maybe you have computers. If you're good at computer, why would you need to seek anywhere else besides your computer skills? That is for something for you to master. And that is the problem. People feel as though if they don't get a stage that they don't have a talent. But there's a stage everywhere. There's a stage for IT. There's a stage for mystery. There's a stage for collecting collectibles, old items. You understand? There's a stage everywhere. You only need to get on it and claim it as your own. Stop coveting other people's stage. There's a reason why some people get this and not that. There's a reason why some people are skinny and not fat. God didn't make it that way. I don't think I would know Phyllis Hyman from anyone other unless she was 6'1" and barefoot on the stage and popping like she popped. No one would have known her. Clive Davis would not have even recognized her had she not had the presence that she had. But then she got punished because of her presence because he couldn't control her presence. And you have to understand that. There are people who are able to get the money, the funding, and the connections, but they are not able to get the talent. So they call themselves trying to control the talent, and this is what this man indeed tried to do. He tried to control the talent in his life, not having any talent of his own, but manipulation. And if he would have saw that manipulation could have turned into a whole business, he would have done that instead of sign on to relationships in which he don't like. Sir, you wanted to be a manager. You didn't want to be a husband. You didn't want to be a boyfriend. You didn't want to be a side piece. You wanted to be a manager. But instead of being a manager, you pulled down your pants and you made yourself readily available to whoever took it. And now you're upset because not only are you not the manager, you have to manage these people trying not to manage you, because now you've put yourself in a sandwich of things. You should have gone on and pursued what you wanted to pursue. But you kept trying to ride the coattails of everybody else's backs, and you tried to keep relationships as your source, as your power source, as your access point. I'll let you know, as a learned person, relationships done in romance are barriers. A lot of you can't manage being free and accessing relationships without taking off your clothes or pulling down your pants. And that says that you're not powerful. Because why do you have to undress? Why do you have to reduce yourself in order to present the thing that does make you powerful? And this is the leverage that we need to take away. Myself, I was very glad when Tim's came out and they said that she was a virgin. She was still a virgin, and that is good marketing. Because now that she's come out as a virgin, it would be very, very bad, a very bad decision for her to give it up now. She can only give it up when she's done. And I think that was marketing genius. However, there are others of us who don't have to work that way. We know exactly where our power is. We do understand that there is power in no, and that is a whole entire sentence. However, we have Knights of Swords that believe that they could ride on the coattails of anyone as long as they can talk long enough to get in their head and distract them. Only realizing after a while that they've only distracted themselves and created so many attachments that they cannot even spin around without asking permission first for some room or some space or some privacy, in which they'll never get again because they've involved too many people in it. So yes, you should have become a manager and never a lover, because you aren't a lover. You don't love yourself. All right. So we got the Hangman, the Nine of Pentacles. Once we got to the Nine of Pentacles, I was going to call out what that was. And what that is in Nine of Pentacles is the Virgo. Okay, so the Virgo is where we're starting. That was the foil deck, and I'm putting it away for the Astro Matrix. The foil is covered by the Fool. So you understand that there's a leap of faith. This person took a leap of faith. They jumped off the porch. They told themselves that love would get them in a position in which they wanted to be in. However, that is so very far from true. Because if you do not know love, how can you control love? How can you identify love and when it is not for you? This person does not understand it. Magician at the bottom of the deck. So there's a lot of manifestation going. Whoa, shoot. Wow. You saw that, right? It just popped. Okay, so there was 4 cards that just popped straight out. And the first one was 5 of Pentacles. Someone's out in the cold. Mental clarity. 10 of Swords. 4 Wands. Okay, boy. And I usually just do 3. And this is 4. So, someone's out in the cold. There's a 5 of Pentacles. There's an Ace of Swords. There's a 10 of Swords. There's a 4 of Wands. 5, 10, 15, 19, 10. I only said that because it's a 5 plus a 10 plus a 4, which makes that 19, which makes that a wish fulfillment. The 5 of Pentacles is out in the cold. Let's see specifically what they got to say about you. You might be feeling left out and rejected at this moment. Remember, nothing lasts forever. You have got support. You have got support and kindness of cosmos with you. Mercury and Taurus. We are in Mercury and Jupiter retrograde. navigating isolation, overcoming adversity, forgiving others, paying off debts. Okay, so someone is out in the cold and they're going through a pretty hard time. They're not going to tell a lot of people about it. They're going to try to explain it off. And they are very clear that this is karma. They feel a little betrayed. They're feeling judged. They're feeling like they're under judgment and people's eyes are on them. They're also feeling betrayed. They feel like someone has basically turned their back on them. They've indeed betrayed themselves. And they feel as though somebody might have given them bad advice. As we see the vultures there. And there's a foundation that is definitely a bit been affected. Let me look at this Four of Wands upside down because I don't want to say what I want to say. Because it also almost looks like somebody's happy that you destroyed your foundation. Yeah. Time to celebrate finding happiness, resolving conflicts, overcoming instability. Someone stabbed you in the back on purpose. Somebody misled you on purpose. Somebody told you a lie on purpose. They're celebrating the fact that you did destroy your foundation. Somebody tricked you out of your own spot. They told you that you could do better and they could help you get better, all while being happy that they destroyed whatever you had. So somebody was very happy and successful in destroying somebody's foundation while you were trying to, I guess, ride for the team or be for the homies. The homies were not for you. The homies did rejoice knowing that you lost a big piece of yourself. Those are not your friends. Those were just people that you hung around. The quicker you understand that, the better your life will be. Just because a person calls you every day, be in your face every day, does not mean that they particularly care for you. Sometimes they just need to pay attention to you so that they can make sure things go bad in your life. So that they can know the details in which to mess up. And so they can snake you. And it's crazy because sometimes they'll make you feel as though you're snaking someone else when honestly, every move that you made was a betrayal to you. You just didn't know it because you thought you were betraying someone else. Honestly, you betrayed yourself, especially those who have wonderful jobs who decided to do this person and that one a favor. Your friend don't like you, or your friend don't care about you, or your kids, or your 401k, or your retirement, because why would a friend put you in a position to lose it? Even if there was a chance that you could get away with it, eventually the truth would have come out. And this is what people need to understand. Even if you would have gotten away with it, the truth would have eventually come out in some shape or form, and the embarrassment would still happen. So like I said, some people only bring you into plans to make sure that you are messed up too. If their hands are dirty, certainly your hands are dirty. And the thing about it is, some people don't want to go down by themselves. So taking you down, especially as high as you thought you were, would be fine. The thing about it is, you were supposed to be of high honor. Everybody knows they lie, steal, and cheat. But the fact that they were able to talk you off of your own pedestal and come down and hang with them, that was satisfaction. That was chef's kiss. Because even if I get caught, you'll never return back to the greatness in which you were headed for. Because you were almost there. All you had to do was ignore a conversation or ride with me. All you had to do was ignore anything I asked you to do. But because you wanted to be validated, you wanted to be that friend, you wanted to be that guy, you wanted to be that girl, now you're just as much in it as I am. And the thing about it is, I never planned to be of high honor. You did. Now you'll never have a chance once they figure us out. You be careful going in with your friends. Are they your friends or are they your associates? I've come so far in life that I understand nobody was my friend. They were all my lessons. They were all my, I'll say, clients. They were people I was supposed to be teaching. And whatever they didn't learn, oh well, they tried to get upset with me for. And that's okay. I used to work in mental health care for over 20 years. If somebody don't come out of the bag on you, you're not doing the right thing. There's a happy medium that I used to achieve with all of my clients. I worked from DDA to forensic health to forensic psych wards, right? And the thing about when you get to the point of forensic, you have to understand that these people could have had just as much chance as you did to have a normal life. However, something happened. There was an event. There was something that happened. My cards are just falling all over the place. Somebody is falling out. They don't want this information to come out, but oh well. So the thing about it is you got to understand that there are events that happen. They're traumatic events. Maybe it be in childcare, maybe it be an adult, maybe it be something unreasonable situation that happened, and in that moment they weren't able to think levelly. So you do have to understand that there is a backstory to a lot of people's things. It's just getting through it and understanding it. But having a happy medium is knowing that, one, this person came in, they were already going through something. The thing with you as a caregiver, as a direct care worker, you're supposed to be able to navigate them not going through much more else in your care. The end of that is knowing either this person is going to appreciate you being part of their care, or this person is going to resent you because you can't give them the keys to get out. And you call them for medication time, and you call them for snack time. And they don't like that so much. But it's not that you're there to harm them. You're just there as a resource until they get to the next level of things. So that was how I was able to achieve a happy medium. So when I come across crazy people that are on the outside of the bars, that are on the outside of the prison, that are on the outside of the mental health care facility, I still keep that same happy medium, because there's just a moment between us two where it makes you you and it makes me me. And being as though I've been in certain situations where sometimes you might have to, give that same energy back in order for a person to understand you're human too. And that's where some of the clients get a little wild at, because they say, well, I'm supposed to be able to abuse you. I'm supposed to be able to come at you any kind of way because I'm on all this medicine and all these things happen to me. No, honey. You were susceptible to everything that happened to you. Doesn't make me any better, doesn't make you any worse. It just makes our situation different. But I'm allowed to be a human being just as much as you. I might not be the same human being. I might not have the same reactions, but I am human just the same. I am allowed to get upset. I'm allowed to have emotions. I'm allowed to not want anyone in my space. I'm allowed privacy. I'm allowed freedom. I'm allowed rights, right? So this is what happens when you get these delusional people who forget that there are moments that changed a lot for us, which brought you inside, which brought me to just work with you. And sometimes proximity matters, and some people forget proximity. Some of these people that are walking around free, undiagnosed, coddled to death, probably self-medicating themselves, they don't understand that there's only a moment that would make them either a prisoner or a mental health person, or put them in the ground. And some of them take that stuff for granted, and they do stuff so much. And it's like they're on the do not retain list. Sometimes God just be like, really? That happened to you and you still acting like that? That happened to you and you still function like that? Do you not see how much medications it takes for you to function, and you still going out here acting like that? Do you not see how much drugging and alcohol you consuming? And you don't understand that It's something going on with you. Some people are not able to go within because they keep going outside of themselves to get some type of relief. And that's called codependency. Sometimes people aren't codependent on substances. Sometimes people are codependent on moments. Sometimes people are codependent on other people. Sometimes people are just codependent. Anything that they can get more than once, they become addicted to. That is an addictive behavior. Some people are addicted to high moments. Some people are addicted to low moments. Some people are addicted to lying because lying gets them where they want to go. And then once they get there, they realize that they have to tell a few more lies to get a lot more further. Because if they were ever to tell the truth, they would be just dropped off of a cliff. The cliff of the high that they created on lies. Be easy, breezy. So, we're in Virgo. All right, I've given you the customary talking hour. Okay, so we've got an 8 of Wands and a 16 and then a 10. Okay, 8, 16, 10. Okay, August, Libra, Virgo, whatever you want to say, because Virgo just popped straight out at 8 of Wands. Sagittarius, which is straight talk, straight communication, straight to the point. Tower moment. There's someone having a tower off of communication, something, whatever communication came through, whatever text message, email, picture, whatever, it caused the tower moment and it caused the wheel of fortune to move. Okay, so we've got Jupiter at the end, we've got Sagittarius, and we've got feminine. So even if it is a male, if he running his mouth, if he gossiping, if he using one man, look, some of your homeboys is just like females. Hey yo, I'm saying yo, you seen him with Shorty the other day? Yeah, I told him that he don't really like her like that. You know what I'm saying? I told him that. Why is you on this nigga balls like that? And why you think you got control of your homeboy stuff? You a little iffy, ain't you? Why you so preoccupied with what this man do with his stuff? And what if he do like her? What you gonna do? What are you supposed to be doing? Are you low-key in love with your homeboy? A lot of y'all be suspect and y'all don't say it. Y'all be wild. Quick to run up on in the club and try to turn somebody else into something else, but you're not telling what you is. You're not telling how you wake up pillow talking. Do you tell people that the first person that you talk to in the morning is a dude? It's not a woman. The first thing you want to hear in the morning is one of your homeboy voices? But you always, no homo though. No homo though. I can't tell. A lot of y'all can't get up without calling about a couple of dudes. And then say, yeah, because it's money over bitches. It's a lot over bitches over there. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a lot going on over there. So yeah, somebody's having a tower moment off of what they hearing, and they yep. But the wheel of fortune is turning. Yep. That's Virgo. 8 plus 16. That's 3 8s. That'll be a 20 floor. A 20. Not a 20 floor. A 24 plus 10. That'll be a 34. Which is 7, which is a complete cycle. Okay, so somebody's got to bring this to an end, bring this to a wrap. They've got to wrap up some loose ends, because if the wheel of fortune keeps turning the way that the wheel of fortune is turning, it's going to turn right on them and mess around and flip over. Okay, so that's Virgo. That's Leo and Virgo in 8 of Wands August, with Sagittarius, which is the archer, which is straight and true and tried. Then we've got the tower, which is 16, and 16, Humpty Dumpty went up the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men will not be putting Humpty big ass together again. And the wheel of fortune turns, and he understands that maybe it was him who made the damage. Some people, they get their foot in the door, and unfortunately, they destroy it. Okay, let's go on to Libra. I gotta heat up my coffee again. I think we're are due for a fresh coat, right? A fresh coat of lipstick. It lost the brightness. Yeah. And we're back. Reminds me of ox blood. Ox. Everybody get a line for the slice of the devil's pie. But a slice of the devil's pie. That is. How does it feel? D'Angelo. D'Angelo sang that song. How does it feel? Ooh. How does it feel? How does it feel? Goosebumps. Belly was a very, very high octane movie. It took you through all the motions and it took you through all the glamour of being a kingpin in the back roads, underground, knowing what happens in the background of things. And unfortunately, there were some people who actually told themselves this was the goal. Some of them are Jamaican, some of them are not. But they brought Belly to America. Funny. So, yeah. So, someone's Four of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, the Tower came back out. So, it's a lot of falling, Libra. I don't know what's going on, but this is Libra. This is the Libra reading. So, the Four of Cups came out in the Libra reading. Let's read it out. Okay. The Four of Cups, move past your ego to seize opportunities and renounce the situations that are holding you back. So somebody, Libra, Moon, Cancer, overcoming apathy, reevaluating situations, okay? Okay, so somebody has to let go of their ego. Their ego is what's put them in a lot of situations and it's holding them back. Intuitively, they know, Cancer, they're in their feelings. The fact that you let your feelings dictate your movements makes your movements not go so well because you can't get your butt hurt. And your ego, put that with that being very egotistical and sensitive, it's like you hurt yourself all the time. And you never learn. And it's on the wheel. You go through this loop a lot. Hold up. Let me make sure I'm reading the Wheel of Fortune right. It's like you go through this loop a lot. Your ego and your sensitivity, you think that that's your strength. No. The fact that you allow it to control you, it makes you weak. Yeah. Yeah. It does that. It makes you very weak. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. The past is history. The future is mysterious. Then tomorrow it starts all over again. So somebody's going through something like Groundhog's Day. 444 ancestors are definitely looking down on us. If you have anyone who have passed over, ask yourself the question: what are you doing in your generational journey that releases them? What are you doing in your generational journey that they sacrificed for that was worth it? Are you moving your bloodline and your family forward, or are you the reason why your family and your bloodline is stuck? After that, what is the solution? Do not stay in problems. What is the solution? Okay, so welcome change and you should have good luck. So someone needs to get out of their ego and sensitivity because they're going to stay stuck on a loop like Groundhog's Day. They're going to keep reliving the same exact disappointment over and over again. And this is the Tower. It's a catalyst for change, realizing your worth and strive to change the course of destiny, Mars. Dealing with sudden change, having a deep awakening. So somebody's probably having a really deep, depending on what they're healing from, it's going to be a really deep awakening. It might seem like this person just seems like They're seeing stars all the time, or it seems like something might have just booped them in the head sometimes. Well, sometimes God can't be really gentle when it comes to a person that's hard headed. Sometimes He has to let them fall a little bit and pop their head a little bit because they're not understanding. He's trying to wake you up before He turns you in. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is Libra. Libra, Cancer, Jupiter, feminine energy. Just stop going so hard at everything else except your life. You are a jellyback. Anything gets you in your feelings, you start to attack and you start to do things irrationally, not understanding that is not a show of strength. That is indeed a show of weakness. Strength doesn't move that easily. Strength doesn't give or react that easily. So, in fact, you are the jellyback that you keep denying that you are. And this is why you keep going through the same exact thing. Every time something happens, I don't have to do it. I'll do this. I'll get you. Ah, ha, ha. But then you end up getting yourself. And then you got to hide behind a lie saying, well, it ain't happened because of that. I did it. You're lying. And you're a jellyback. And you're susceptible to your feelings. And you're going to always be in your feelings as long as they are the things that control you. Okay? All right. You're not giving strength. You're giving weak as shit. Okay? That's what it is. All right. So, with that being said, we have the 4 going into the 16, which is 20, plus 10, which is 33, divine intervention. God had to stop you from yourself because eventually you're going to end up in the hands of man, and you do not like that. You will not like being in the hands of man, but because you keep telling yourself that you're going to be the man whose hands people are in, He's going to definitely flip the script on you because you keep trying to be in control when you're not in control. He's going to put you in control of some people who you ain't going to like being in control since you keep wanting to be the one. There you go. All right, so let's get on to Scorpio. Damn, this tower keep trying to stay with me and I keep trying to put it back in. It's a lot of towers happening right now. What's going on? What's going on? We also know that we have double retrograde. So a lot of people are dealing with past issues that they keep trying to sweep under the rug. But unfortunately, if you keep trying to sweep all your stuff under the rug, eventually it's going to leave a lump, right? I'm not going to take these cards. Even though they're popping out like that. I believe somebody's trying to talk to my stuff. I hope you brushed your teeth. Ain't nothing worse than that. That might be powerful. Some bad breath. All right. All right, Scorpio. Let me get you going. All right, Scorpio. Okay, we got the Hermit in Virgo. We have the 7 of Swords in Aquarius. And we have the 5 in Taurus, Hierophant. So we got the 9 Hermit for Scorpio. Scorpio. The Hermit, the 9 Hermit for Scorpio. Take time to contemplate over your decisions. Do not let anyone stand in your way to success. Do introspection work. Find inner guidance. So someone needs to go within because there is a 7 of Swords that's sneaking around. And 7 of Swords is very sneaky. That's stealing. That's sneaky energy. Being resourceful, admitting any betrayal. Don't look like they're going to admit any damn thing. Okay, so we got the Virgo, the Aquarius. This is a Scorpio reading. So the 7 of Swords is no one can hide the truth, be true, else be ready to face the consequences. Being resourceful, admitting any betrayal. Okay, so we have the Hermit here. And the Hermit said, oh. Let me read the Hierophant because this a wild one. Okay, so maintain tradition, development, spiritual discipline. So somebody's not going to stop being this is the way they are. Someone always steals. Someone is always betraying the institution, whatever it is. Someone don't live an honest life. And they gonna do whatever it takes to get where they gotta go by stealing. The thing about it is they may have to face consequences, and that's not going to change the way they see things. They just hoping they don't get caught. That's Virgo, Aquarius, Taurus, and the Scorpio reading. Scorpio is the passion. Virgo is the one that's planning. Seven of Swords, that's Aquarius. That's the one that's trying to get away with it or trying to cloak. That's the personality. That's the trait. And the Hierophant is basically saying hold up, backed by institution or religious beliefs. Backed by institution or religious beliefs. That's what Hierophant is, right? Yep. So somebody believes in themselves. They believe that being a thief is what they want to do. But they know that there are consequences. They just hoping that they can get over it. Okay. And that's the Scorpio, Virgo, Aquarius, Taurus. So somebody might be all right with going to jail. Might got a lever in there. Who knows? Somebody is just fine with getting caught. What they don't like is being seen. And that's what this hermit is with this flashlight. They hope they don't get seen, but they do understand that if they get caught, it is what it is. But they're hoping that they can get through with this. They really don't mind going to jail. Whatever it is. 975. 7 plus 5 is 12. Plus the 9. Isn't that 21? Oh, that's 22. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It is 21. So that's 3. Divine intervention. So something's going to happen. And all I'm saying is this might not go the way they think that they wanted to go, because this person is very hopped up and they believe in what they do. They believe in stealing. This is their way of life. This person doesn't live an honest life at all. And they don't mind going to jail. That's dangerous in itself. Somebody not minding going to jail? Yeah, that's something about that. All right, so now we've got Sagittarius. Boom, Sagittarius comes out with the Star and the Knight of Cups. And it comes out with wish fulfillment in Sagittarius, okay? So we got Aquarius, the Star. Then we got the Knight of Cups. Whoop. Then we got the Ten of Cups. I feel something in my energy. Somebody feels nervous. Something's nervous. Somebody's nervous. They feel nerves. Because I don't feel nervous. I have nothing to feel nervous for. Someone's nervous. I could feel it. It's nervousness. You sure ain't nobody put nothing in that dirt you've been smoking all night? It's nervousness. Okay, so we got 17 Star, Knight of Cups, 10 of Cups. I can be something of a riot. I know. Oh, well. Okay, all right, let's go. So we've got the Star here. And open yourself to new hopes and possibilities for receiving the blessings sent by universe and embrace success. Aquarius. Feeling renewed, being inspired. Okay, so somebody is definitely back on it. They're back on their grind and they're ready. Knight of Cups. Okay, we got the Knight of Cups. Embrace your love and trust your partner the most. You can create heaven if you apply yourself fully at this moment. Fire and water. showing charm and feeling idealistic. So somebody is not only ready to brace the world by the reins, they're ready to come back out of hermit mode. They're ready to date. They're ready for friendship. They're just ready to give equal give and take with the universe. They're ready to socialize, and that is the Ten of Cups. So somebody's wish fulfillment is to come back just like they've never left before and enjoy life. It's unfortunate that we go through bouts of hate campaigns and we have to learn how to navigate them before we can come out and breathe easy. So, someone has successfully gone through a hate campaign, not to say that they can't spark back up because people have seasons for things, but the thing about it is, you're better able to navigate than you were before. And that is what growth is about. You live long enough, you go through experiences, you learn how to navigate it, and then you come back out and you enjoy life knowing that you have a bit more to depend on and you have a bit more information so that you can decipher what's going on around you in your life. So, congratulations to someone who is reintroducing themselves and their possibilities to the world. Beautiful, beautiful. I hope you find the love, the friendship, or the family that you are looking for. Okay, there you go. And let's get on over to Capricorn. Somebody really feels stagnant. I feel it. It's like somebody feels they're not feeling as good as they felt when I first started this reading. What happened? Panties in a bunch? Yikes. Okay. So we've got the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups coming out here. We just did. We did Capricorn. Yeah, that's what it is. Capricorn, because that was Sagittarius. Seven of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Page of Cups. We got the 7 and the 9. The 7 and the 9 is 16, which is a tower. So somebody's really hurt. Their butt hurt. They're in their feelings. We got the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is allow yourself to dream. Dreams open new channels of creative ideas and produce magnificent results. I said adults, but it could happen. Okay, Venus and Scorpio. Wishful thinking, making choices. So someone has wishful thinking, and the Nine of Pentacles is right behind that. So we have Scorpio going into Virgo. Let's see what happens. The Nine of Pentacles. That's supposed to be a good sign. Let's see. Your life is replete with wealth, prosperity, abundance, and luxury. Be thankful for everything you got and stay humble. Find an abundance being self-sufficient. So hold up. 7 of Cups, wishful thinking, making choices. So somebody has dreams of being abundant and definitely wants to move towards that. However, we're in the Page of Cups. So what's the disconnect? So someone has wishful thinking, but they have to be self-sufficient. And this is what I'm saying. You can't go riding other people's coattails and looking for big amounts of success, because now you have to wage it by the other person's coattails, and that's a that's a difficult place to be. All right, so now we've got the Page of Cups, which means someone is definitely submerged in feelings. Be persistent in your approach to manifest your dreams into reality. Innovative creativity, listening to intuitive messages. So the way this person is going to manifest in Capricorn, Scorpio, Virgo, Page of Cups is earth and water. So you're going to have to ground yourself while you go through these feelings and get inspiration in your intuitive messages. Some of the messages might come from you. Some of them might come from your readers. Some of them might come from your support system. However, if you are going to manifest, you have to be able to learn how to intake information and put it with your own information to make a better outcome, okay? So this is Capricorn. Your dreams can come true if you actually make yourself self-sufficient. Self-sufficient is exactly what it says. You are able to build things on your own. The more control that you give other people's in your dream, the less you'll be able to reap the harvest by yourselves. It's like giving people slices of your pie before the pie is even made. So if you become self-sufficient, once you get to the end of the road, you'll be able to pick and choose who goes with you, as opposed to having to drag everybody along because they are the ones who gave you the steam. right? Okay. So with that being said, that's a 7 and 9, that's a 16, and that is a good tower for some. That's a good tower for some, and that's a bad tower for some, because some people aren't able to be self-sufficient. Some people don't know what it is. Some people have grown so far, have gone so far and so, so long without being self-sufficient. It just seems like you're being smart and you're being ignorant to them if you say, you got to depend on yourself. They take it as an offense when actually that was the whole point in the matter of you being born in the first place, was for you to be able to take care of yourself, not for everybody else to take care of you. Okay? So some people are going to embrace this message, and some people are going to say, oh, who she thinks she is, telling people to be self-sufficient. The fucking government, bitch. Anyway, let me get before I get to talking, some shit that y'all don't really want to hear, because some people don't like to hear the truth unabashed. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, so let's get over to Aquarius. Magician, 9 of Swords, 8 of Cups, 198. Wow, 198. That is the number. 1980. 1980. Somebody born in the 1980s, they might be a good baby. I ain't gonna lie. The 80s put a lot of intuitive children out because of the stress that we had to deal with between everybody, and the fact that religion went crazy during the 80s, especially after the hippies. After the hippies and Jerry Garland and all that, they tried to whip everybody into shape and actually whipped everybody into narcissists and shit. And then us kids, we were just growing up like, what the fuck? We were just listening to Willie Nelson. Now we gotta listen to this? What the hell? Then we got Al Sharpton? What the hell? Like, we became accountable for the adults in our lives. We became accountable for the teenagers, the adults, and the grandparents in our lives, us 80 babies. We had to go from analog to monologue to disalog to datalog. We got hit with so many labels. We didn't even understand the shit we was already supposed to understand. Then you hit us with all this other shit in the culture. Us 80s all the way up to the 95 babies, like, we got hit with a banger. The 60s and the 70s, you guys got to be freaky frogs on drugs for about 20-something years and listen to some of the most unabashed music possible, but it was great. The thing is, you guys didn't do shit else after that but get high. Okay, Birkenstocks. And then we had to figure out, okay, well, is mom or dad high? Or are they just hungry like that? What the fuck is this going on here, right? So we're 80s babies, and we're just trying to figure out, depending on what house we went into, we were taught to listen, to watch The Simpsons, and then you go to somebody else's house, and they're waving a cross in front of your face. The Simpsons is the devil. And you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Y'all was just fucking everybody. Now I can't watch The Simpsons. And that's what we got hit with. So now we're on the other side of things, and now all those people who went into extra hard religion, now they on the other side, and they're like, yeah, I was so abused by this. And ma'am, you had a lot of choices back then, and you decided you was going to smoke coolies and hang out at the after hour spots until 6 o'clock in the morning with your latchkey kids, and then come in wanting to beat the kids that your ass wasn't watching for the last 24 hours and get mad because your house is dirty. Did you ever ask us? Did you ever teach us to clean shit? No. You were somewhere else getting towed down with hopes that your kids would raise themselves enough for you to come into a happy house. Now we on the other side of things in the 2000s, and now everybody want to drop it like it's hot because everybody missed something. Miss, you didn't miss your 20s and your 30s. You was high. Sir, you didn't miss your 20s or your 30s. You was high. Y'all was making kids and now getting high and gambling, and now the kids that y'all made is really looking at y'all like, what the hell? You want me to work hard to put you where? Some of us just figuring out that our moms and dad had a bunch of bills in our damn name. Right. Some of us don't even understand that time that they took to be free locked our asses into a bunch of situations because we didn't know what was going to happen with mom and dad. They were partying. And now that they stopped partying and they done found a pew to sit somewhere, they think they're going to judge you to death. Well, you know what the Bible says. Man, Miss Sir, you just dropped into the Bible. You just found the damn pulpit. Tell them what you was doing when nobody was recording, when you had on that damn outfit that you coordinated when you went over that funny looking woman house. When you went over that funny looking man house who had 2 Adam's apples. Now we supposed to sit there and make sense of things. And put your ass in the most expensive nursing home possible after you done basically paid the damn babysitters in food stamps, the brown and the burgundy ones. Paid them in joints and shit. Yeah, a lot of y'all did some backward shit and then got a nerve to find you a pew and a couple lace dresses and a couple damn ties and want to sit there and tell us what to do. You still don't know what to do. Jesus still trying to figure out what is you doing on that pew. And some of y'all, by the way, still selling Gucci on Sundays right after service. I will never understand that. Anyway, I digress. We're in Aquarius. So we got the 1 and the 9 and the 8, which turns that all into 18, which turns that into 9. Somebody gonna need to be praying their way out of a situation. This person is going to probably be somewhere between the 60s and the 70s, probably up into the 80s, because now they realize somebody big mama, somebody big papa realizing they ain't shit. They probably already knew it. Some of y'all don't even call y'all parents and y'all grandparents by mom or dad. Y'all don't call them big mom. Y'all don't call them grandma. Y'all don't call them granddad because they out in the street just as much as you, if not earlier. Stealing your clothes to go hang out in the hood. Some of your grandparents and your parents and grandparents stealing your stash and then threatening to call the police on you because you got it in their house, but they want it for free. Not knowing the person that you got it from want their money. Yeah. Some of y'all is in that very situation and you want somebody to call you grandma or grandpa. But do you tell your grandkids that you was the lookout at the end of the block? Like, this is y'all grandparents and y'all grandmothers and grandfathers now. They the lookouts. And you teaching me what? Huh? You waited till you was on the end of a walker and a cane, and now you want to be Bridget of the Hood or Boys in the Hood. Like, you babysitting on the block, but you ain't telling nobody that you running the block while you babysitting. You taking your kids on the block. Now, I remember I used to go to work and then hang on the block sometimes and not realizing that I was putting myself in the same exact situation in which I did not want my child in. And then when I stopped doing that, it was easier for me to see, hey, I didn't want to be there either. So I stopped. Because what makes sense for me to work 16 hours, make all my money legally, and then go get caught up in something illegal when I don't even have to be there? And a lot of people got upset with me when I stopped coming around because it made sense. Why am I making all this legal money and hanging around illegal people who could basically mess up my whole entire career, my whole brand, by just being around them? Eventually, some people are going to realize Just being around people for the sake of being around people just so you don't be alone, that's going to stop. That's going to have to stop. You can't hold yourself apart. You can't make yourself a brand if your brand is hanging with them people. If your brand is being in the midst of trouble. And that's what I had to realize. I was making a name for myself, and when I looked around, I realized that the people around me had nothing to lose. And the only thing they had to lose was me. And they were so distorted in the mind, they didn't realize that I was really something to lose until I was gone. And then they got upset, but then they couldn't tell people that the one person who was doing the most and making them look okay no longer wants to deal with them. So they had to lie and tell you that I was this, that, and the third so that they can make themselves feel easy walking through the hood, knowing that the one person that was trying to help them out the hood, they was trying to damn them in the hood. Trying to keep them stuck because they didn't want to explain the fact, oh, I stole out her purse. Oh, I shorted her money. Oh, I wasn't trying to give her change. Oh, I tried to screw every man that I saw with because I thought maybe I could get money out of them like she got money out of them, not knowing that some of these men I ain't want money from. Because I knew where the money came from and I knew what the money was going to start. And some of them would tell you, some of the men that I was with would tell you they ain't do no money, spend no money for me because they didn't want to spend no money on you. Hey, they ain't got nothing to do with me. All I know is there is no way I would have been somewhere treated like that. So they lied to you. Y'all be so easy trying to run up on a person's footsteps, trying to get the tea on somebody that you don't even understand when you drinking water, stained water and pee. Because they put a little sugar in it for you. Amazing. So I had to understand that I didn't need to really explain too much. I understood what was happening. There were people that were upset that I broke away from them before they could make a fool out of me. There were some people that were upset that they couldn't get me pregnant and make me keep it. Because why am I having a baby when you don't even love the babies you already got on earth? They're just bargains for you to stay afloat. There are a lot of men that will get you pregnant to stay afloat, not because they love the baby, not because they plan on it, it's because they decided, men have decided that giving you a baby will make you a pit stop. I won't hate no man. I'm going to hate what he do. I'm going to hate what he try to do, and I'm going to not let him do it. And then you got men that'll get mad at you for having common sense to know they ain't that damn powerful if you don't let them nut. They ain't that damn powerful if you don't let them fuck. But it takes common sense not to be upset with people. Knowing what you already know, why are you upset? I knew that some of the people that I hung with, I did more for than their own entire mothers. I even went and raised some of your grandmothers. I sure did. And you got upset about that. Because who the fuck does she think she is having more sense than me? And then being able to tell my back was giraffe ass mama a couple things. And then she actually take her advice. I don't like her ass. Get her out of here. Because she's proof that I ain't shit. Yup. Some of us collective, just because we had the audacity to exercise common sense, we became enemies. Just because we had the audacity to not pass the salt, we became enemies. Because we didn't have that third, fourth, fifth baby father or baby, who the fuck does she think she is to not be like me? Me, motherfucker, me. Have all the babies you want. I ain't babysitting, baby. No, I'm not. Have all the men you want. I just seen him with Rebecca. And if you seen Rebecca like I seen Rebecca, you wouldn't want that nigga either. But I digress because you don't never want to hear what I'm talking about. Some people you can't tell nothing. They think you hating. I remember there was a situation where I knew the girl had full blown. And it was crazy because the person who told me the girl was full blown was letting her still be, was men was still coming around and she wouldn't say nothing. Here's the thing. It's not may not be your job to tell everybody what this person's business is, but it's definitely your job to get away from them, especially when you seeing people walking into death. Some people I had to stop hanging around because I knew that they would actually let people walk into death. They would let people walk into STDs. They would let people walk into a setup. They would let people. This person is one person I know who stay in them areas and people haven't paid attention yet. The reason why they going through all of what they going through is because this little gremlin is around. Not that they getting a lot, but they can't tell nobody nothing because they know what everybody do. And the crazy part about it is they can never not breadcrumb themselves in life. They have accepted that part of themselves. On the wrong side of that, the wrong side of 50 to live like that. But can you imagine that type of person having generations under them and the generations under them surpass them but still don't get that far because they still in their life? Some people can't get as far as they can in life is because they're still attached to somebody who's like a weight, who's like an anchor, who's like an anchor to the hood, an anchor to the past, an anchor to a whole bunch of stuff that should have never happened. But they run back all the time. And you don't understand why you can't get ahead is because you got somebody who is anchoring you to the past. You got somebody who's anchoring you to something you can't get out of. They never grow up. They never stop visiting these people. They never stop being friends with these people, knowing that these people meant them harm or kept them from things at time. Denied them. Talked bad about them. Y'all be like, we've been friends for 20 years. And out of them 10 years, she done backstabbed you, fucked 3 of your men, that what? Done did some shit to your child, didn't even know, done pushed your child over, and ain't nobody tell you none of that. Some of y'all can't get ahead because y'all won't grow and let things go. There's seasonal changes, and a lot of y'all miss y'all seasonal changes because you tell yourself you're loyal. Loyalty is for dogs. Loyalty has jacked a lot of people up in life. Loyalty to people who do not care. Loyalty to people that will snitch on you in a minute as long as it gave them a few more minutes of comfort, a few more days of ease. So like I said, we have the Magician here and the Aquarius. We have the 9 of Swords and we had an 8 of Cups, which turns that into a 9. Everybody needs to pray. The Magician here is somebody praying themselves through a situation. They're going through a 9 of Swords and they really want to escape. But the problem is, there's a lot of people that know what they do. There's a lot of people that's a witness. There's a lot of people that they have to consider. Might even be some kids. And this is the thing. When you're racking up a lot of karma, everybody in your realm, everybody around you is susceptible to your karma. The same way if you're around a good person and they extend protection to you, the same way as if you are around a negative person, you are sucking up everybody's karma. You are sucking up everybody's good energy and embracing for your own. So somebody knows that they've exposed or put people in a situation where something may happen. Imagine you a grandmother or a grandfather and you done did so much dirt that you really can't trust anybody around your grandkids. You can't trust them getting penny candy. You can't trust anything. I mean, it's a reality for a lot of us right now, period, because of that. But the thing about it is, imagine you did so much dirt that there's almost a guarantee that something's going to happen to someone around you or you. That has got to be a very unnerving thing. Somebody can't sleep. They up drinking and smoking and drugging all night because they know the karma that they put out in this world and they just waiting for it to happen. It's just that when the sunlight come up, they going to smile and they going to put on their poker face and they going to keep going like they ain't did nothing. Knowing that it's something on that back, that is a monkey on that back. And escapism. That's the drinking and the drugging and the everything that they do to keep them from feeling the weight of the real reality. It's just, they got a lot of karma to pay for. Sometimes the harder a person escape, with substance abuse and things of that nature, the more calmer you know that they're trying to escape. They're trying not to feel things. They're trying not to remember all the things, the horrific scenes in which they were a part of or took part in. So someone is praying, hoping and a wishing and a praying, and just hoping that they could just get through one more day, one more hour, one more something. They're just hoping and a wishing and they're praying because it's not a comfortable thing knowing that you the cause of so much hurt and pain in the world, and knowing that you could be the very cause of your own hurt and pain or someone close to you. That's got to be very unnerving, knowing that somebody possibly went through suffering because of something you did, and you can't say nothing to nobody, or else people gonna know it was you. That was the Aquarius reading, and that number was 9. 1, 9, and 8 came up to 18, turned into 9. Pisces. Oh boy. I've been dropping these cards like crazy. What is that about? 2 of Pentacles, Hierophant, and the 5 of Swords. Two of Pentacles, strengthen your mind-body connection and set your priorities. You need a juggler-like focus to accomplish your targets. Do not commit for what you can't do. Jupiter, which is in retrograde in Capricorn. Find stability going with the flow. Somebody needs to ground themselves, especially when it comes to institutions and religion. Because I got the Hierophant out here. Maintaining tradition and developing spiritual discipline. Someone definitely needs to get a routine. They need to get a point of focus. They need to get something that centers them so that they can keep continuing on their path. And now we have the 5 of Swords, which is, there is no doubt about you being highly ambitious, but remember not to hurt others just because you want to win. Being competitive, having immense ambition. Venus, Aquarius. Okay, so Venus is extremely powerful when it comes to love and self-love. And Aquarius, you know, it's odd, it's thinking out of the box, but the thing about it is some people will get hurt. All right, and here's the thing, what you want to do, because I got guilty of this. I would, how do you word this? I would water down myself a lot of times for other people because I knew me being me, 100% me, was hurting feelings. And here's the thing, so that you don't betray yourself. When you understand that everything you do hurts somebody's feelings, stay away from them. That's dangerous for you and it's dangerous for them. It makes them feel as though they're entitled to you watering yourself down, and it makes you feel like you can't ever be yourself because those people can't handle it. When people can't handle you, get away from them. Stay away from them. Because they will probably get in their head that they deserve that type of consideration. They don't. If your mama don't give you that consideration, if them kids don't get them that consideration, if their own spouse don't get them that consideration, then it's time for you to not consider them. Because why would you allow somebody to take their gangster fantasies out on you when everybody else put their foot on their neck? That's dangerous. So never let a person take out their gangster fantasies on you. I used to let friends do things because I was like, honestly, they weren't doing much to me. They were doing more to themselves. But the thing about it is, they got upset when I stopped letting them. They got upset when, like, yeah, I'm good. They got upset when I can actually come forward the way that I was, not realizing I was giving them air to breathe. I was giving them space. I should have never let them get that comfortable, and they'll never be that comfortable around me ever the fuck again. And that is what I'm dealing with right now. From family members to cousin, even my own mother. They never understood that I was allowing them to breathe. I wasn't giving them the whole 100% of me. They did not know I had a humor. They did not know I had these talents. They did not know because it wasn't for them. Because I understood that they would be butthurt. They would be insecure. They would feel some type of way about me if I allowed them to see the real me. The problem with that is I should have been me regardless because they were going to be hurt regardless. So I should have let y'all be butt hurt a lot earlier and I would have been on my journey. However, y'all got some time. And now it's over. While I get to be me, you find out who you really are. And that's none of my business. But you're making it my business. I am finding out that a lot of you didn't feel pretty. A lot of you didn't feel talented. A lot of you didn't feel like you were good mothers around me. Has nothing to do with me. You should have been a good mother. You should have been a good daughter. You should have been a good something. Whatever it is, it still has nothing to do with me. And now coming all around to the full circle of things, never water yourself down for none of these people. If they're going to be upset, let them. I can't help who I am for who you are or who you are not. And that's not my job. You should go to God or whoever you subscribe to. But that's where I'm at. I never asked for you to be ugly so that I could feel pretty. I never asked for you to feel dumb for me to feel smart. I never asked for you to be dirty so that I could feel clean. I never asked for you to stink so that I could smell good. I never told you to be a neglectful parent so that I could be a better parent. That has nothing to do with me. It's just that you paid attention to what I was doing so much that you compared yourself and told yourself that you needed me to not be me so that you could be you in comfort. What the hell does that have to do with the tea in Tokyo? Your feelings would be a lot less hurt if you weren't studying me so that you didn't feel so bad being you. I remember when I had my stroke. And now that I'm realizing something happened to give me a stroke. I was around a bunch of bum ass people who wanted to live off of me. I had people with boyfriends, girlfriends, people with real families calling me every morning to figure out how they was gonna move. Why do you have a boyfriend if you want to call me to get across town when you need a bus pass? You just let him and all his homeboys run a train on you. You should have got $1 out of each of them. But you're calling me. But those are the parts of the stories they would never tell you. These are the parts of the stories that they would never tell you. You called me because you needed something for a birthday, but these people got baby fathers that's coming to the birthday party and nobody bringing nothing. All of y'all broke. But you depending on me? You understand? Some of these people will never tell you the stories. I remember the girl had a baby father and a boyfriend. The boyfriend, the baby father at work, the boyfriend then shot up the car, but they calling me to get them a rental. But how is you the shit when you can't put shit in your name? How is you the shit when you can't get shit and you gotta do? I'm single taking care of you with kids. And that's when I realized if I can take care of whole families and take care of myself and my kids and want a divorce and get a divorce and still try to be an adult with this person, I knew I had to just go on and release myself from these people because, shoot, I done went to another upper echelon. It's just you won't let me go. Because the memories of me being there for you keeps me in your mental prison. And I said, I have to release myself. I don't even like these people. I don't know that I ever did, but I know one thing I don't now. These people take a lot of pride in breadcrumbing themselves through life. And that's what I realized. If I can take care of whole families and take care of myself and my kids and want a divorce and get a divorce and still try to be an adult with this person, I knew I had to just go on and release myself from these people. I don't know that I ever did, but I know one thing I don't now. These people take a lot of pride in breadcrumbing themselves through life. And I don't. So pardon me if it feels like I have a bit of a bit of a standard. Where are yours? Do you like that you navigated three generations into social services? Do you like that? Do you like that you built a couple generations just to go to WIC and you could just, help them program through that? Are you happy that you were the one to go to help do the recon? When will you be happy to be the one that gets everybody out of that situation? When will you get out of that situation? You like filling out papers and telling all your business every 2 to 3 months so that you could get a few and that you can't get no further than that? That is your limitation, because if you go any higher than that and it's not under the table, you're going to find yourself in a situation. Is that what you like, that imprisonment? Is that the arrested development? Are you mad at me because I didn't choose that? Are you mad at me because I had a choice and I decided to not choose that? Or are you mad because I was able to see what it's like and say, you know what, that's not for me? Some people are very upset with you, and it's not because you did anything, it's because they didn't. If you're mad at me because you saying I did too much, you just didn't do enough. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So Pisces, we got 2 of Pentacles, 5 Hierophant, 5 of Swords, which takes us to 12 again, which brings us to the 3, which is divine intervention. Some people will find that the battle that they're fighting is no longer there. Sometimes when you see the 2 feet and the foot, you see the 2 footsteps in the sand, that is you and God walking together. But eventually, sometimes he picks you up and takes you up out of it because you didn't do this on your own. Somebody spiritually put you in a situation. Somebody spiritually put you in a situation because they got upset with you. And your truth looked better than their truth. So they had to try to destroy your truth. They didn't like the fact that you took your time to raise your kids. They didn't like the fact that you were able to leave a husband that wasn't faithful to you. They don't like the fact that you didn't want to be cheated on. They don't like the fact that you didn't want social service paying your bills. They didn't like the fact that you was able to get up and go to work and take care of your kids and they didn't babysit them. They don't like the fact that you didn't turn into a statistic where they were happily being a statistic and got mad because you didn't want to succumb to that. If me being able to live upright is upsetting to you, mind your business. If me being able to pay my bills without selling my ass makes you upset, mind your business. Go crack it open. It ain't got nothing to do with me. If you're upset because I don't want to snort nothing up my nose or get high because that's not going to be the thing that gets me through, mind your business. But don't run around trying to tell lies on me because I can tell the truth on you. A lot of you are upset is because your truth looks horrible in comparison to mine. So you thought you was going to come through and tell my truth for me, baby. Whatever investigator, whatever PI you hired, they know the damn truth. They just willing to tell a lie because you scared of the truth you don't have. You scared because you've been lying, stealing, and mismanaging and manipulating all your life. You scared because you decided to lay with a man who lay with everybody else, including other men, and you don't want nobody to find out. You scared because you sleep with a man that sleep with your friends. You scared because you sleep with a man that you done caught in the bed with somebody, but you got to play tough, so you playing tough with everybody else but him. Some of you men is got to play tough because you know y'all running around sleeping with underage women and you don't want them to tell. So you got to give them lots of money and you got to keep them happy because you could go in jail because of the amounts of nuts you want, because you know that older woman ain't got it and don't want to do it because you out there creeping and sleeping in these streets and y'all susceptible to bringing back STDs, and who want to be trapped with somebody just because they things don't work no more.
Somebody mad at me today because I don't have an STD and they couldn't trap me in a life of misery. Pardon that for people who actually did get affected. But what I'm saying is, had we made better choices in that moment, we wouldn't have to deal with that. And this is why you gotta keep your eye on people. I don't care if they wearing the condom when you start. You better keep feeling back there because people will backdoor you and take it all and put you in a whole world of trouble. Some of y'all can't get out y'all marriage because y'all done burnt each other and y'all too embarrassed to leave. Some of y'all can't go around new people because y'all stuck around old people. I know somebody say, oh, the reason why she don't go back is because she did something to them. I don't go back because what the hell am I going back for? Do I look like Lot's wife? No. After I see it ain't for me, I don't go back. A lot of y'all got to keep recycling the same people because ain't nobody going to put up with your ass if they knew. A new person is going to find out quick and they're going to leave. So you got to keep recycling the same people because they low just like you and ain't going nowhere just like you. So you got to keep them in your pocket. I remember one of my girlfriends, well, my ex-girlfriend, because I don't really even deal with people no more. I remember she came to me, oh, I don't know why I love them so much. I say, well, here's the thing. And you know, that's why I don't have no friends no more because you be telling people the truth and they will get mad with you instead of get mad at the decision they made. I say, you need to stop going back and sleeping with your exes. She say, well, why? I say, because I done seen a couple of your exes in places where I would never be. And all I'm saying is, if you still out here having with people, and I'm seeing who they having with, what make it seem, and then on top of that, you may or may not be having protected sex with this person because you think you know them. That is the stupidest reasoning I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I messed with him before, so I don't gotta use no protection. Baby, he don't tell you everything. Honey, that girl don't tell you everything. She don't tell you the reason why she's able to get them bust downs is because she come with 500 and he give her the other 3 or 4. You don't know that the 500 came from about 2 to 3 people. And he the 4th and he paid the most, so she hit him last. But because she don't want to ask you for money and make it seem like she's begging from you, she hustling all these other dudes so that she can come look in your face and get rent. Or look in your face and say, see, I got it all. We just party together. Well, she done partied a few times before y'all got together. It's just that it was on a discount. Now y'all ready for the trip. You like, my bitch got it. You bitch don't. You like, my nigga got it. Your nigga don't. You don't know that he gone over this one, that one house. He done stole that one sunglasses. He done stole some shoes from that one. And you thinking you getting all of these gifts and he thinking about you. No, he just happened to meet women that got the same size as you. He like to size them up, you know, because men will do that. They, oh, what's your shoe size? Oh, what you wear? What size you wear? Whole time, he picked women around the same, in the same round, so that everything is interchangeable. And God forbid he stop calling you by your name and start calling you baby. He done started forgetting, baby. He done started forgetting. That's not endearment, baby. That is forgetfulness. What's your name again? All right, baby. So somebody's getting the balance coming to them because they were being spiritually unbalanced. And going forward, they're going to need to be very resilient. They're going to need to build up that resistance. Okay? 5 and 5 plus 2 is 12. Remember, there is a retrograde coming through Pisces, Capricorn, Taurus, and Aquarius. Hey, things get a little strange, but hey, everybody can't take the pain of things being strange. All right, that was Pisces. This is now Aries. And we got the 7 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Why are we going back downwards? 7, 6, 5. That's backwards. Somebody's going backwards. I know it's retrograde, but damn, in the cards, someone's going backwards. Seven of Swords, Aquarius. Six of Pentacles, Taurus. Five of Pentacles, Taurus. And we got Mercury here, and we've got the moon twice. So there's a lot of intuitive things. There's a lot of stealing. There's a lot of there's a lot of stealing of ideas. A lot of transferring of mental intellectual property. Someone's stealing ideas so that they can read them and re-say them themselves. If you see anybody plagiarizing my page, copying any of my content, please allow me to know or report it. Let them know, because you got to be original nowadays. If I don't come copying your stuff, if it's not nailed down, you'll take it. Okay, understood. It's okay. I mean, at least you honest about being a weak bitch. Okay. All right. So 7, 6, and 5. That's 12 plus 6. That is 18, which brings us back to 9. So someone needs to pray, because something's going to happen, especially if they're up there dealing with the mystical world. Um, Five of Swords. So somebody who's stealing is going to find themselves on the other side of the equal give and take of the universe. Remember, what you sow is what you reap. They're going to find themselves out in the cold, accounts closed, something frozen, their numbers going down, or just find themselves separated, because now people understand exactly the energy that they put out. It is what it is. So someone's praying that no one finds out that they are a doppelganger. It is what it is. It was the 9. The number was a 9. I gotta. Got it. Okay. Boom. All right. So here we are over in Aries. No, that was Aries already. Why do we keep getting stuck there? That was a 9. Taurus. Ooh. Okay, so the 3 of Pentacles came out upside down. The Knight of Swords, the Sun. 3 of Pentacles upside down. My cards don't usually come upside down, so this is what it is. Good morning, Alwitch. 3 of Pentacles. Strengthen, discipline, develop, and determination. So somebody needs to strengthen their discipline. Then we've got the Sun out. Excuse me, wow. That's usually masculine energy, the Sun. But let's see. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels love and believes in goodness in people. Having freedom, being optimistic, finding enthusiasm, overcoming oppression. So the 3 of Pentacles is collaborating with others, dedication to work, strengthening discipline, developing determination, because it came out reverse. Reverse, strengthening discipline, developing determination. So somebody has a weak resolve. And they find it hard to fight through. They find it hard to be optimistic. And they're looking for freedom, okay? Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords is trying to be ambitious. So somebody basically trying to be ambitious and resilient, and they're trying to find some spiritual discipline as they try to forge through for freedom. Somebody wants to break loose. Somebody has to basically build up their resolve, and they have to get away from seeking validation in order to validate themselves and feel free. Free is a perspective, okay? Some people can feel free amongst people and some people cannot. It all depends on the responsibilities and the things that you've allowed to be put on you. So someone's definitely going to have to reinforce their own discipline so that they can seek freedom and be ambitious about it, okay? So somebody's definitely, it looks like somebody who always tries to break free, they let somebody punk them out, or they let somebody talk them out of their own ideas. Stop allowing somebody to play with your mind. Some people use reverse psychology. Some people just use the fact that you want friends. Some people use the fact that you don't like to be alone. And they talk themselves back into your thing. And you know you need to be apart from these people. You know you're better off by yourself. Some people, they get around a group of people and them people put on the airs and they feel as though they're part of a family. No, you're part of a letdown. You're part of a bunch of losers who just needed another loser so that they could feel like less of a loser. So don't be the sixth loser in a group of 5. Okay? There you go. Someone needs to know that. When it's a group, of course the group isn't going to say, oh yeah, leave us. Yeah, they're not going to tell you you're the reason why that group stays together. They're not going to tell you that if you don't bring the party, they can't party. That you're the life of the party. And when you understand that you're the life of the party, sometimes you got to be the death of the party too. Well, if I'm the only one that's bringing all of the resources, if I'm the only one that's bringing all of the ideas, then maybe I need to take my ideas and be around other people who don't make me feel so extended. And that was the Taurus reading. Oh, that was that was 19. Hold up, let me get back to it. Because I'll be so quick to get out of there. The sun was 19. The 3 was upside down, which is 2021 in the swords. But the 19 in the sun, 20, 21, 22. That's 22. That's 4. That's the foundation. So somebody's foundation isn't going to restart. They're not going to get a fresh chance until they realize that they are the life of the party and they also have the ability to dead the party too. Dead that party and go be with people who actually know how to give and take with you. Sometimes we get so arrogant at being the one that, oh, more wine, more of this for everybody, that we don't realize we're being used. Because when you no longer have that power, guess what? That whole party will have no problem getting up and putting you out of it. So it's time for you to take hold of the reins, since you are the party starter, and be able to say whether the party's going to happen or not, especially if it's all on your resources. Okay? That was for Taurus. Now, Gemini, let's go. I just wanted to go back and make sure you had your numbers, which was 22. Six of Swords. Ooh. 6 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Lots of swords. No heart out here. All mental clarity. 6 of Swords, moving on to calmer spaces, wanting a new beginning, and 4 of Swords, needing rest and restoration. That is what's for Gemini. Moving on to calmer waters on Aquarius, and then you got Libra. So all 3 signs are out here. This is Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Take what resonates, Sun, Moon, Rising. 6 and a 4 is 10. Wish fulfillment is moving on to calmer waters, being able to rest, restore, and release as they see fit. And this is Gemini's reading. It's a 10. It's wonderful. You are the one that's going to begin anew. You've moved to calmer waters. Rest and restoration. You can get it when you need to. You're definitely in high honor. You're definitely religiously disciplined. And that's okay. You're not overzealous. You know exactly where to go. You know how to read the room. You know who to say praise the Lord to. You know who to just say hi to. And that's okay. Alex. There you go. Yeah. Sometimes all you need to do is be able to read a room and be able to leave when it's not your part. When it's not your room, when it's not your place, be okay with everything being as it is and leaving. Some people are not able to do that. They just feel as though they have to come in and take over every single room. Well, every single room is not supposed to be for you. Every single room is not supposed to be for you. Yes, there is something for you to do, but every room is not where you're supposed to be. Okay? I hope this is clear and you can understand this. I saw something on my face. Okay. All right. And that's Gemini. That's 10, wish fulfillment. Somebody's trying to mess with my page. The hackers, of course. I cannot wait till God, Allah, Elohim, whatever. I hope whoever you subscribe to come and put the big hand on your ass. Because you just don't seem to get it. You don't think fat meat gets greasy. All right, so now we got Cancer. We got the Knight of Swords back out. We got the Three of Pentacles. Maybe I want to shuffle some more. The other day he was listening to Loation. I never know what language he's going to be listening to this thing in. It's just that he enjoys it. Cool. Thank you. Okay. Queen of Swords. Ten of Swords. Page of Wands. Only thing came out was a 10. So Queen of Swords cutting them off. Fresh ideas. Somebody feels backstabbed, betrayed, and that's okay. None of your business. There's a Middle Eastern woman, Middle Eastern man who thinks it's funny to plagiarize. I hope the judgment in your country is harsh. Okay, Queen of Swords. Don't make judgments based on emotions. Get to the heart of the problem without indulging in gossips. That's a mental struggle for a lot of people. They like to be in gossips. Having firm boundaries, clearly expressing your ideas. And that is what's happening. So let's see what this Ten of Swords is about. Finding healing, regenerating yourself. Yep. So basically, as long as you stay away from gossips and things of that nature and frivolous talks, you should be able to avoid this Ten of Swords. Not using your authority to ruin others. There's a lot of people who don't know how to do that. They don't know how to keep their mouth out of people. If they find themselves in company of people who don't like other people, they use that as a weapon. They like to social engineer other problems in people's lives, but they wouldn't like it much for themselves. And however, there are some people that are about to find out just how bad the power of the tongue can be. Like I say, don't lie on people if you can't handle people telling the truth on you. So now we have the Page of Wands at the end here. And expressing yourself, having limitless potential. Okay, this is Cancer, Gemini. Cancer, Gemini, Ten of Swords. So somebody is being resilient in their communication, holding no pauses, and expressing themselves without fear of betrayal. All right now. Okay, like having firm boundaries, clearly expressing, saying, talking your stuff, and knowing that whatever you said was right, and you ain't got to worry about none of that. It's just, people will come up with what they come up with. Yeah. Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, Page of Wands. You can look it up yourself. I totally resonate with this message. Must be Cancer, Gemini. Gemini, Cancer. The sun is out straight like that. And like I said, the Ten of Swords is, I just can't help but saying it because it's so right. Finding healing, regenerating yourself through staying away from gossip. And what? Staying away from gossip. Page of Wands. Let me go back because I like to read straight from it. Expressing yourself and having limitless potential. That's for Astro Matrix, if anybody has it. Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, Page of Wands. Yeah. I like it. So that's Gemini, and the 10 is wish fulfillment. You say tomato, I say tomato. Either way, it goes, it goes. It's a fruit. All right, let's get her over. That was Cancer. 10 in Cancer. That is wish fulfillment. Gemini, Cancer, Cancer. That was the Cancer reading. And the 10 was a Gemini. That was the only other sign that was out there. Take what resonates, Sun, Moon, Rising. Then we've got Knight of Wands, Hanged One, and the High Priestess. Okay, Leo, what's up? Knight of Wands, Hanged One, High Priestess. Now we got to be careful with these wands, okay? Knight of Wands, your inner wisdom and light illuminates your path above every other thing. Trust yourself. Fire and fire, being passionate and energetic, being adventurous. The Knight of Wands is about being passionate and being adventurous, taking chances, thrill seeker. Then we've got the Hanged Man. Why is the thrill seeker going into the hanged situation? What's going on? Sacrificing something, finding new perspectives. So someone's going to actually be somebody's going to be taking a chance on sacrificing something. Somebody's going to be trying to let something go. And then we've got the High Priestess at the end, using your intuition, uncovering mysteries. So somebody's going to take the big chop. Somebody is about to be adventurous about taking this big leap of faith, and they're going to let some things go. That seems pretty good to me. We've got the 12, which is the Hanged One, and the 2, which makes that 14, which makes that temperance. So somebody's going to be seeing what it's like to let things go and trying something different. They're going to take a chance on change, and that's all right. Ow. Okay, thank you. Right, so that's temperance, and temperance turns into a 5, which is unexpected changes. So behold, someone is definitely going to take a chance at sacrificing something, and they're going to have unexpected changes, and you are too, especially if you are the person they sacrifice or the person they let go. Okay, now I shouldn't say that word so much, because some of these people are really sick and they do plan on trying to do some type of ritualistic thing to you or me. Who knows? These people are weird. But when I say sacrifice, I mean letting things go that no longer serve you or I. Just letting things go. Might be sugar, might be soda, might be people, might be places, might be things. Who knows? But sometimes giving something up might help further your life. All right, like I said, that was 2 and 12, which is 14, which turns into a 5, which is unexpected changes. Be prepared for the unexpected. Okay, there you go. That was Leo. And let's get on over here to Virgo. Whoop, nope, that was the last one, because we started off in Virgo. Yeah, we started from the bottom. Now we're here. And the Ace of Swords is the only thing I'm going to draw out for the mental clarity that we both achieved this morning. So, pardon me, we took some time and we got some things explained. So that was some straightening from straight. All right, now you go on and you have a good Friday. Don't let me be in the way. Have a good one. Virgo was first. Oh yeah, and don't come for me, because I'll send for you.